Alright, so we're working on this planet noise formula. We need to do some values, so let's take a look at how we did them here. Alright, so we got domain scale from our original open simplex and a fractal with 8 octaves, so let's go get those in. Domain scale, fractal FB, and fractal bridge. 0, 1. Let's see where we're at with that.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Sell it online, take it in person, and go big, like 1 million orders big. Whatever your stage, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up today at shopify.com/YouTube audio.
So just building it up, see where we're at with our current iteration of valleys. Requires less nonsense over here. You'd flip this, right? And then we can get rid of all of this. Flip this, add the mountain ridge. think this is the way, what we've got here.
Hear that? That's what cooked when you order juicy beef sounds like. The steaming hug.
Alright, so then we've got this guy, and now we're gonna come down here. So if our values here are negative 0.5 to 0.5, then that means that we should be able to remap this. Multiply it. To add in the values, except. Well, let's take a look at it. But this is like, yeah. So we get these little growths here. We don't want that on like the ocean floor. So what we'll do instead is, so we take this. This should be between. This should still be in our acceptable range, so we're going to do another remap to take it from negative to positive domain only. And then we'll multiply that, and then we'll do one more remap to bring that back into the negative and positive domain range. Now we have control of that I would consider doing here is integrating the mountain ridge before. Curious what this does to it. I wish I could add like commented sections to this thing, because this is our mountain ridge. This is our mountain noise. This is the combination of our mountain ridge and noise. Then we domain warp it. And then we've got it, so this is the output of our mountain stuff. And then this is it combined with the continent. This, and then finally we can remap it from 0 to 1 to actually really nice, because then we can, right here, we can just add our sea level. So at 0 sea level we get this, at negative 0.5 we would have everything underwater, at positive 0.5 we would have everything underwater. And everything stays within 0 and 1 in all of those scenarios, which is what we want going for. So I actually quite like that. Valleys. Valleys in the mountain ridge are associated with each other. This is continent noise. relatively simple 3-stage process. Or actually 4-stage. So we've got mountain ridge here. This is our mountain ridge. We've got combined mountain ridge here. Mountains here. Excuse me. And then, like, just to demonstrate here, if we wanted to go fully above sea level, we do this, and we get the same, like, value range, but now above sea level. We wanted to stretch everything. So it'd be all below sea level. This value here would be equivalent to like belly depth. Yeah, this is great. Now we have like controllable parameters for this shit too. Alright, so smooth. Let's take a look at one more thing. We can check this. Blends, max, 0. I think we've modified ourselves too low. And the reason for that is probably this second multiply here, I suspect. We should be shooting for about 50% land. And this does not seem to fit the bill. So what that says to me is that like the overall effect is one of lowering practice, I had it at like 16 or something like that. It's looking cool though. So like we can modify this. It's not gonna work. I think 0.5 is probably fine. Hey, what's up, dude? We just working on some noise formulas for our procedural planet here. So let's go back to our combined formula here. This was this. I think we got some rivers or some valley noise worked up here. That's gonna work well. Alright, so when this is done, back to our functioning noise formula. So yeah, there we go. We got mountain ranges. We got oceans. We got continents. So next up, we need to integrate the valley noise that we just came up with. Let's see. Alright, so how do we want to do this? So we want to approach each part as like a kind of individual piece of the puzzle, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Started at 2. Remap, multiply. So what we basically have is 4 pieces of noise here. We have this block creating valleys. So this top line is the valleys, and then this add here is with our mountain ridge mask to make the valleys not eat into the mountains. And then we have this, which is basically constructing our continent layout, this line of noise nodes. And then we have this, which is creating our mountain ridge mask. This that's creating our individual mountain peaks. Take this to 4. This is the combination of the mountain ridge and the mountain peaks. Then we're multiplying that with our continent noise, multiplying that again with our valley noise, and then remapping it to the range that we want it to be at. And that yields a noise pattern that looks kind of like this. I almost want to start from scratch with the noise formula. So this is about as simple as we can get it, I think. We do want to see how many remaps are really necessary here. Scale, scale. So how many notes total do we have here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 32 nodes total. And let's count up how many we've got right now over here, because I think we have too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I guess not. So let's see. Let's go through our formula and double check everything. Starting with the continent noise right here. Because like we have to be able to parameterize all this stuff so that it can be proceduralized, right? So we need to know the things that are important. Like this is an important value to parameterize. Some of these are not, like this.
Meet Asana, a work management platform that helps companies get more done and save more time. Teams can stay connected.
Turd. Oh god, now
On our way to
I
work.
don't have the interference.
Try it for free today
Audio
at
interference, audio
asana.com.
interference. Don't copyright me, Disney. Okay, there we go. Okay. So let's make sure that what we're doing in code matches what we're expecting to be done here. Let's also move continent noise to the bottom and have it go valley on top. Mountain ridge here. Everything a little bit more organized. Okay, that makes sense. All of this makes sense. All of this makes sense, and what's even better is we're getting like a semi-predictable range here. Alright, so now we gotta make sure that our code matches up with this. This is pretty close to the noise formula that we used to generate planets for the material-based planet approach. So this should be pretty good. terrestrial ridge should always be between 0 and 1. I think that looks pretty good, though. A pretty reasonable amount of variety. Okay, let me hit the bathroom, and then I'm going to come back and check the code against this node map. Might just make like a text document describing this formula, actually, so that I don't have to keep going back and forth between this, and I can just go line by line. Alright, I'll be right back. So we're gonna do, we're gonna make a quick text document notepad. just be coding this, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm wasting time by trying to punch it up. Let's just code it. Let's see, so... kind of noise. Scale equals fast noise. Noise. Mean scale. To normal scale. Set source. Zero. Scale. Set scale. Six. Infinite scale. FBM. Also want to change the names here. Then let's go back to here. So after we got the fractal ridge, we do indeed do a remap. Maxi men. Beautiful. So, yep. So I'll call this continent remap 0. Okay, let's see. So now we're gonna have this as continent smooth N. Continent max. -1, 1. And then when we're done with all this, my hope is that it's a little bit more readable, because right now it's very hard to decipher what's going on because I was just building it. But now we're trying to polish it. Min-max. Continent remap 1. Here, we'll do this at the very end. So this remap and this, so this smooth bin is gone. Replace with the multiply. Noise, new, fast noise, multiply. Oops. Set LHS. Remap 1. So that should cover our continent noise, just like in our formula. Refactor this into something that we can use with a couple of useful parameters here. Okay, great. Next up. Next up. Mountain ridge takes the output of the fractal ridge here. Puts in a domain offset to a power, and then multiplies it by the pre-multiplied remap here. So let's take a look at that. Domain offset, great, got it. The source should be this. Okay, beautiful. And then we're gonna call this mountain bridge offset. Hour. What do we use every year? 4. Set it as 4 for actually no. Hang on. We can define some of these up here. So we'll say effector mountain bridge offset. So 10 0 0. Mountain bridge, mountain bridge power equals 4. Beautiful. Okay, and then multiplied with the output of the final pre-multiplied output here. So no mountain ridge multiply some interesting ideas here. I want to get the formula that we have in our noise editor completely implemented here first. Alright, mountain peaks should be the same. It's cellular distance, fractal ridge, remap, POW int, domain scale. Cellular distance, fractal ridge, remap, POW int, domain scale. Okay, so peak scale. Alright, and this one, when we're doing this, we also want to be setting up variables here for things we need, like the POW here is one. So then we combine the two. Let's check how we did that here. So do this, multiply with that, do main work over remap. optimal, mountain peak scale, auto, combined mountain domain warp, fast noise, new fast noise, main warp gradient. Do we have another domain warp in here? No. Okay, we can fix that then. Set warp amplitude, set warp frequency. Okay. Warp amplitude 5. This is spelled wrong. Frequency 5. Frequency. Okay, there we go. Auto. Combine mountain remap. Fast noise. Fast. Oops. New fast noise.
With the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card, earn unlimited 2% cash back on purchases you want, like dance lessons.
Ow, ow, ow.
And on what
Man,
you
YouTube
need,
is
like
really
memory
fucking
foam inserts.
totally
That's real life ready. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
Unskippable ads. Just trash. Fuck YouTube. Okay, fast noise. Remap. Boop, boop, boop. Set source. Remap. Set remap. Remap from 0 to 1 to 1 to 1 plus that value we just added. Mountain height scale. valleys. Here we go. Just curious what happens if I do this. No, that ain't it. It's like this. That's how we get these nice little snaky rivers. Okay. Right here. Alright, so we have a domain scale. This would be river frequency scale. Or valley scale. Valley actually like getting rid of. I'm just gonna do this. Actually like that quite a bit. Kinda FPM, kinda ridged. Yeah. Simpler name. Okay. I should probably name this just warp. The same manner as shortening the ridged. Alright, I like it. Next, valleys, valley FPM, valley ridged. Okay. Awesome. Valley. Okay, so there's that. And this valley scale. Next, valley FBM. Scale. Valley FBM. Valley FBM. This is valley ridged. Valley. Okay. Right, so we have some parameters here. So we got valley scale and power. Valley rims, double valley frequency scale 0.5, double, and then in valley power 6, I think is what it was. Maybe on the power here too. But let's get the Valley Power. Back down here into our Valley section. This frequency scale. Okay, so now we're right here. This is just a remap. This is probably fine. Power into the remap. Yeah, okay, this will be depth. So double valley depth 0.5. Full valley fade 2.0. So our remap back down here goes to beam and depth. Fade. This valley remap. Great. And then fast noise. Fast noise. Multiply. Set LHS. Set RHS. This is going to be post multiply. Post multiply. So left hand side is our post multiply mountain ridge. Right here. And this is our perimeter that we just added. Okay, and then valley add, valley add. This is this. Valley min. Okay. Certainly broken out in the course of doing all this, but it's going to be stronger in the end. And then fade. Light power. This remap times the continent multiplier. Okay, it's just a bunch of multiplies. So combined combined mult 0. But we're not quite done. We multiply those, we remap it back down. Zero to 1 to negative 0.5 to 0.5. Right. Auto combine, fast noise, new, fast noise, remap, combined remap, the LHS. Remap 0, 1, negative 0.5 plus C level 0.5 plus C level. That's right. Started off there. Instead of adding seal, it should be subtract. Okay. Finally, we run the combined remap. Do our master scale function. Save it up, build it, fix whatever breaks. guaranteed to not compile the first time because we changed so much that I'm sure I've missed stuff. Domain warp stuff. Maybe you don't need it. Maybe edit. Memory offset, different basic types. Ah, yes. Makes sense that it would freak out about that. Next.
Raptor Strike deodorant smells amazing.
Sweat and odor have no place here.
Bounty Mega Roll. 4 rolls in 1.
Let's see if it builds. Hey, alright. We got something. So after we get this working, we're going to look at encoding the height, the normalized height into the vertex colors of the landscape. Can't think, it's too late. My brain shutting down. We don't want to have to rely on like manually calculating the world positions for our height map data and our depth, just like we did it for the depth data in our ocean. We're going to encode the height map data directly into the landscape such that from sea level to the highest mountaintop will be 0 to 1, and from sea level to the lowest valley will be 0 to -1, and then we have those ranges that we can choose with our textures, which means that we can do cool things like assign different textures for underwater or different materials for underwater, and things like that. Okay, so that would have built by now, probably. Yep, okay. It's a pretty good looking planet right there. The valleys add a lot of character in the form of like big lakes and things like that. Alright, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. So next thing we want to do, and I want to draw it. So we have a few values that we need to encode into the vertex columns. We already have the method to encode it, but I want to change it slightly because right now we're like estimating the maximum range that our noise formula can go, but I don't think that's going to be super viable because of being able to do things like have taller peaks and things like that. So what we're actually going to want to do is run 2 phases, and we're already running 2 phases to calculate the normals. But first phase, we will not be calculating colors during the first phase. What we're going to do is in the first phase we actually just do the displacement of our terrain, right? And then we're going to have at some point there's like a radius, the radius of our planet. Let's move it up a bit. Alright, and at some point we're going to have the radius of our planet. So, and we generate 2 meshes. One of the meshes is always generated directly on this radius. That's our sea level, right? So what we're going to want to do I'm just thinking about this. For each point, so while we're displacing, okay, so here's what we're going to need. While we're displacing our land, we need to keep track of a couple points. First point we need to keep track of is the highest point. And the second point, this would be the radius of our planet. The second point we need to keep track of is our lowest point, and this is globally. Oh shit. We can't do that globally, is the problem. Yeah, we can't do that globally because it's divided up into chunks. So this is not going to work. I mean, what we can do then... We have a radius that is our sea level. We have a noise scale and a... I'm just thinking. We have a noise scale and we have a sea level. If our noise scale is 0.05, for instance, we can be plus or minus 5% of the radius. Sort of. Not exactly, but sort of. So plus or minus 0.5%. Pretty happy with this. Wait, did we ever rebuild it? Okay, we did. Let's try it with the changes we just made. Change I want to make here. Let's build that, and then let's go start looking at what we want to do with the. So over here. going to be in the noise formula itself and in our encoding of the height map data. Got some nice valleys here. If I just drop in, dropped in a little too high. Oh, we can fall for a minute. Yeah, we got a nice valley over here. This is pretty sick. All right, great. This would be... Is this used anywhere else? No. Okay, great. So we can change his name then to Max Displacement. And then this is going to be Max Displacement. So we have a land radius, a sea radius, and we should also have this should just be the sphere radius, right? Yeah. Okay. This sphere radius. Minus S radius. By max displacement. Need to integrate sea level from noise formula here to figure out how to do it. Yeah, we can't do this because there is no such thing as a treatment elevation from where we're at. We need to keep track of that at the planet level. Okay, so you might be able to get away with encoding it like this. try it without the fudge factor. We get this working, it's actually really big because this allows us to just directly pull the normalized depth from our material instead of having to do world height offset stuff to figure it out, which is very beneficial to us. There's some stuff that we need to do regarding the sea level that we haven't figured out yet. So like this one's fine. This max displacement number, it changes, right? Like, because right now we're assuming 50-50 above and below the sea. But as we change the sea level, that isn't accurate. So like what actually needs to happen is there's like a max land displacement and a max sea displacement, and that's some relationship to the sea level. So when the sea level falls, the amount that you have to divide your land portion by goes up because you have more elevation over the sea level. And when it rises, you have more under the sea level. So it's the opposite. So we actually need changes. Okay. First, let's check our ocean. So now what we're going to want to do is actually go into our materials. Open up one of these and one of these. And let's get our maps displayed. So this is deep mesh planet. And likewise over here, we're just going to plug this straight into the color output. gotta figure out this. Why it's doing this to me. And it might just be a precision issue that we have to fudge like we were. That is possible. Try that. Is there any divides going on in here? I feel like we've got to divide by 0 somewhere is what's going on. Make sure there's no division in here. Doesn't appear to be. What about in our material where we bring it back? Add, multiply. Seems fine. Okay, I do have some other things I'm curious about. I'm not sure that we're encoding anything in the 255 channel, so what if I do this? The only thing I can think of is this turning to 0. But this shouldn't turn to 0, so I'm not sure. Because, like, it would happen with the divide by 0, pushing our color into, like, infinite white, basically. I don't know why that would happen there, though. It doesn't make a ton of sense. still doesn't work. Um, So, when this gets very small, certain vertexes render white. So how can we avoid that? This really, like, to me, it seems like this math should work without having to do the fudge factor stuff. I mean, we could do something like hold up. what I was afraid of. We could do all our calculations up to that point in double precision. So that's what I was thinking. Okay. That's fine. I am trying to debug an issue. My height, normalized height, and depth encoding, and mesh generation for procedural. Edit. We basically take the radius of the displaced vertex position and I do want to try this one more time. A higher number. Print screen, please. What is the holdup here? do in depth. Alright, base material. Be short. Here is the encoding. Alright, that makes sense. So instead of this, wait, maybe we could do it. So if it's going infinite, there might be another option. We could do something like if and greater than 10. If C depth greater than 10. Something like that. This will tell us. So this will tell us if it really is a divide by zero thing. If it's a divide by zero thing, then that should be effectively infinite. So we can threshold it with a very large number and just flip it. Right? I think. Also, maybe the fact that, like, this is a very large distance. I have some other ideas that we can try as well. So, like, rather than taking this as the distance here, we could just take it as the distance between the land point and the sea point, which would be a much smaller scale range, basically. And then we just have to figure out if the land radius is further away than the sea radius, then leave it. If it's not, then flip it negative. That might work. L radius. Let's try it with this. Alright, I want to try this. Let's see how that works. We could take some arbitrary radius that's smaller. Like, instead of taking... We could take a radius to, like, our minimum displacement or something right like that, right? And then figure out which one is closer to it and use that to determine if we're, like, above or below sea level. Because I'm like this. What I'm worried about is that, like, this is a very large distance, and it's a floating point number. So, because it's a large distance here, we're pushing it into higher orders of magnitude. We're losing precision at, like, close-up ranges. So, if instead of doing that, I do just the distance between the 2 points. Instead of that spanning the entire radius of the planet, now it's only spanning basically the distance that it can be between the 2 points, which would be like about, with a 0.05 noise offset, it would be maxed out at a tenth of the radius of the planet. So you're already saving an order of magnitude of precision there. If the land loses the seam, but the sea doesn't. Okay. Alright. I think that's correct. Sort of. For the land, not really, but for the sea, maybe. Because, like, you gotta think, with the sea, in the situation where it would, like, flip and not make sense anymore, it would be under the landscape anyway. Is once we figure out the relationship between like how much area, like the sea level, and how much we have to modify like our divisor. So like right here, because like these would be divided by different values based on the sea level. Like this would be divided by the possible area that it can be above the sea level, and this by the possible distance under the sea level, right? Right now we're just at 50-50, but that's not how we would want it to actually work. So once we figure that out, then our materials should just work based on the grayscale, and we don't have to worry about like any kind of like height calculations or scaling based on height in the material itself. We just scale directly off of the grayscale height map that we're encoding into the vertex colors. Where did my build window go? Okay. Come on. Work. Finish. Finish, you fucker. And this has actually been pretty fruitful. Okay, that was it. Here's the that works. And we could probably do the calculations to flip the land height map in the material itself, most likely. Like, just tell if it's within the radius, then you know. But you gotta flip it. It's super nice to have that, like, fudge factor that always bothered me. That fixes that. And then if we go into our cursor wave, cursor flat, this stuff shouldn't need that anymore. This smooth step here, because you're not adding a fudge factor to it anymore. super happy with the inclusion of valleys. That was something that I hadn't been able to get with the fast noise yet, get working yet. Alright, so now, going back, so this should be the fun part, right? So we go back into Mesh Planet here, right? And we've got probably something calculating our elevation somewhere. Ah. There's obviously going to have to be more stuff that we do to this to make it work properly, but think that may have been part of the problem with our depth calculations, is we were plugging in like this pseudo infinite number that was cropping up from precision errors into it, because I'm not seeing the same like choppiness. This is obviously an issue. We're going to want to separate so that we can have like underwater color gradient and above water color gradient. And eventually we're going to want to triplan or map like texture bound textures on all of this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, passing the normalized height map in is definitely a game changer for what we can do with this. I think we can do some really cool shit with materials in the next few days. Although I am going to be pretty busy the next few days, so I'm not really sure how much time I'm going to have to devote to this. But this is fucking sick. It's sick. Save it up. So that's why our formula is fucking up too. Like, we got it working once really well in like a demo environment, and then it always had issues trying to get it to work properly without things going out of bounds. And now I'm realizing that I was just passing in like a pseudo infinite depth value at extremely close ranges, because now it's just fucking working. Oh yes. Huge. Although it's still too dark. I mean, it's still too bright. Very cool. Stand on the coastline and take a look at it. Wasn't far enough away. Still too close. We have to build our lowest layer before we touch down, or else we will So there's some things to be addressed. Like, it should have a minimum amount of like now that we're back to having a 0 depth that doesn't have that actually works properly, our shoreline doesn't move anymore. So we, like, in our frequency or amplitude calculation, we're gonna want to add like a small amount to it. So let's take a look at that. So like right here, we're multiplying by depth, but we should be multiplying probably by edge depth. Let's just try that real quick. I don't think this is gonna work. Like, it's gonna be too much. It's too much. By like a lot. What we can do is we can multiply it by edge depth. We can multiply it by depth plus a small amount. So 0.05 or something. go. Cool. Very neat. Oh no, this could be an issue. It's a seam in the noise itself. I'm not 100% sure what to do about that. Maybe probably just don't worry about it for the moment. Sunset over the ocean somewhere, like over here maybe. So we get ever closer to being able to put all this together to just generate some procedural worlds with it. Like right now it's all manual, but the stuff we're doing is making huge strides. Like the fact that we figured out the depth calculation stuff is really nice. Still need to define like a -0 to -1 range for the shoreline. Establish a point of comparison here. And this is going to allow, so this would be the point, like basically the displaced point that's at the lowest point that you could have, right? Not necessarily, but it'll, for our purposes, it should work. And then down So we effectively establish this point, and then our distances, this would be like sea compare distance, land compare distance, land compare distance, sea compare distance. So land compare distance minus sea compare distance sine times our land output. It may be useful to keep the data, right? Like to keep the negative data. Having the land encode into positive and negative ranges means that we can set up a branch and have different gradients for like underneath the ocean versus above the ocean, which is useful. Okay, come on, come on, come on. take it back. Why it does that? The edge, like, you know, it's almost useful. Like, you could probably find a use for it. But I have no idea why. What? I must admit, I'm a little confused. I'm a little perplexed as to why that happened. Let's see, distance. Let's see. Yeah, we broke it. So, Andreas. Change this to just return to magnitude. We can always multiply it by the normalized point here. For now, though, we'll do min radius equals fmath min fmath distance land point this. Parent actor, get actor location. Parent actor, get actor location. And radius. Alright, that's why our ocean stopped rendering. We do a check. For each chunk, we keep track of the minimum distance to the center of the object, and if there's no points in the chunk that are under sea level, we don't render the water chunk. Now that might change when it comes time to start doing like rivers. We may need to do some math to like basically do additional displacement on the water plane, but only along the riverbeds. Oh man, I'm not sure how it is, but that's in the distance. Like that's not even on the radar. We gotta finish a bunch of other stuff before we come back to look at rivers. It's just probably not gonna happen in the next year, so I'm not worried about it. It's gonna work this time. This is actually useful because we can see our full texture. with me. It's F vector. Go to sleep. Quite happy with our noise generator, though. I think we've fulfilled all the requirements. We have a pretty reasonable set of parameters here to deal with. We have fountain controls. Controls, mountain peak controls, and valley controls, and they're all pretty simple. Should hopefully give us a pretty varied result when we fuck with them in proceduralization. Alright, I think we're going to be back in business here. Maybe. Yes. Awesome. Back in business. We got oceans again. We got terrain. So